Today's episode here on the channel is brought to you by Socialbook, which is an all-in-one platform for influencers and content creators. I mean, seriously, guys, if you create content online anywhere, you need to check out Socialbook. They've got all these tools to help you grow as a creator, and some of them are tools really you might not even know you needed until you see it there. They offer things like tag researchers, YouTube builders. They even calculate what you should be charging brands for your work. They even have tools for your actual content like background removals and thumbnail makers. A feature, though, that I particularly like is the link one, which is a tool that puts all your links in one place. So you can put your socials there, your channel, your website, all in one place and send it out, post it. People can use it, find everything in one convenient place. Being a creator, you probably already know there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes than what people see in front of the cameras. As far as coming up with ideas, researching, analytics, talking with brands, really just making sure that you are taking advantage of every possible thing to get your content out there to as many people as possible. I mean, really, it's a lot. It really is. But Socialbook has made it their sole mission to make that part of things easier, leaving you to focus on what you do best, which is creating. If you are a creator or influencer, I highly recommend you check out Socialbook if you're serious about taking things to that next level. You can find their link in the description of this video if you're interested in checking them out. Now, though, on to today's episode. What is happening, guys? Mike here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at the debut product from Sprezstyle. This is a brand that I've known for a couple of years now. They are retailers actually over in Europe, so they've spent a number of years selling various other brands, and now they have taken the plunge into creating a product of their own. And not only are we going to put it through the paces today, but I'm also going to give us a little bit of a throwback as we do it. Coming across my desk today is the paste from Sprezstyle. According to the brand, this is a water-soluble paste that offers a medium to firm, weightless hold and a matte to natural finish. They say the end result really depends on how much you use, as it can be used as both a pre- and post-styler. They also say it's completely vegan and it features a slightly sweet citrus and woody scent. It also comes in a 3.38 ounce jar and sells on their site for 27.95 euros or approximately 29.34 USD. But you can also get it here in the US for $27 even. Looking inside the jar here now, we've got something that made me so happy when I first scooped it out. I mean, this stuff is so satisfying. I mean, seriously, this stuff is completely unreal. It's so satisfying. I mean, it's creamy. It's soft, but not too soft. It's not too soft now. It's just right. I mean, it breaks down nice and thick in the hand, so you really, can get it distributed easily throughout the hair. It doesn't have a lot of tack or dryness in the hand. It's more slick, leading us to assume that it will have that nice, easy glide application. Moving over to the scent now, though, this one I have to say was one part that I was a bit underwhelmed at. It's not a bad scent. It doesn't smell bad or anything like that, but it's very generic. It's a very light, just somewhat generic in my opinion. You get a couple of those citrus notes and then the woodsy notes that are kind of sleeping underneath it, but it's just very plain, very plain. Nothing bad. I don't mean to make it sound bad. It's not a bad scent. It does smell good. I just would have put something in here that was a little more exciting if it was mine. That's all I'm trying to say. Time to check it out, though, in the hair. This one here recommends on the jar itself that you use it as a pre- and post-styler. So that's what we're going to do here first. This is freshly washed hair, no tonics or additives present, and I'm working a scoop into the damp hair, getting it all evenly distributed. Then I'm going to hit it with the heat. This is the result that we get after doing that. We got some decent hold, nice volume, a natural, almost matte finish, and a good foundation for the rest of the style, which we're going to tackle now by adding in another scoop on top, which I have to say here, what I like about this as I style with it is as I add in another scoop, it doesn't make a shiny, oily mess. It doesn't even really add a lot of shine in there. It's like it's layerable without punishment, and that makes it super user-friendly. Also, combing, super easy here. Shaping comes together even easier. I mean, this stuff is really looking, well, honestly, it's really looking like something else I've seen and used quite a bit. What might that be? You'll have to stick around to the end to find out, because now that we have seen the final style here with this method, which looks great in my opinion, but I do though want to show you one more method here, and that's what happens when you use this stuff as a post styler only, no pre-styler. And this is the end result after I did that. You can see here it's very similar, but the volume is a bit lower, and that's because the overall firmness or tightness, I guess, of the style, the tightness of it is higher. It's really just locking things down a lot more than what we saw in the pre and post styling scenario. Here's a look now at the first style though, the pre and post result at the end of the day. This is 8 hours in. You can see for the most part, it's really held together nicely compared to the start. I mean, of course, there's some air let out in the center there. We have to note that some of that volume has definitely fallen out, but the style has really not come apart for the most part. And that's what's really cool here. What's also cool though, is you can actually take your comb really easily and just run it back through your hair and get yourself set up for easily hours more with this same style without adding any more product. Let's compare that now to the post style only option, which I have to say looks like it held up a lot better, and you can really feel it. The hair isn't as soft and malleable as the other option, and the product is still very much present in there, keeping the hair together. It's not hard or gelled up or anything like that. It's just got presence, which again, at 8 hours into the day is just fantastic in my opinion. Moving into the washout now, this one here for sure was not a water rinse. After rinsing it out, I still felt some of those clays present in the formula in my hair, and in the end, one washout was needed for me. That still qualifies though for me as an easy washout, because I usually wash every day anyway, and at the end of the day, this was out of my hair. That's really all I cared about, so that's really all I have to say there. In the end here though, for me with this one, this here, I've got to say is easily on the top 10 list of new products that I've tried in 2022. This easily makes that list. This is seriously a well-made product, and I'd label it 100% a matte paste, not just a paste. I would 100% label it a matte paste. I mean, when I was testing this out, I even was tempted to kind of call it a clay even. I mean, it's got 2 clays present in the formula, and it does a lot of the same work that I've seen on some full-on clays, but they do call it a paste, and it definitely has like that paste-like, really satisfying quality to it. So I'll go with matte paste. I'll jump on that bandwagon. Why though is it top 10 for me? Hold strength. This is a firm all day long for me. Finish, solid natural to matte finish. It makes the hair look fantastic. The styling, it's spot on. The endurance, as you saw, is fantastic. I mean, at the end of the day, 8 hours in, you run a comb through it, it just keeps going. It's awesome endurance. And can I say one more time? The consistency on this stuff, it's so satisfying. I loved it. I seriously love that. But I do have a criticism. You know, as usual, I do have a thought here as far as criticism go. I think just the post-styler method, not using it as a pre-styler, was a bit better. Pre-styling was good. I mean, it looked good. I'm not going to knock it, you know, that much. But it did make the hair so soft that using it again in post, I think it kind of made the hold a little less. It kind of just brought it down a little bit, especially in the end, which is why we saw more at the end of the day using it just as a post-styler. For me, I'd say if you do want to use it as a pre-styler, it does work. I would just use something stronger as opposed to really compensate for how malleable it makes the hair, and you know, the way it kind of eats at the hold a little bit there in the end. Or just do what I did and use it as a post styler, and it works out really well. I mean, this thing killed it as a post styler by itself. There wasn't really much of a need for a pre-styler when using this. So, I mean, you can do whatever you want. That's the fun thing about hair products. Do whatever you want. Finally, though, I did say that this reminds me of something, and that thing is the Morse Motley Treatment Styling Balm. I'm sure some of you were guessing it. It was I probably read some of your minds at the same time. It has a very similar feel to it. I mean, it just does. They're very similar in feel, and really the styling is very close as well. They're very close. It's really cool to see, honestly. Based on that too, based on how it works and how close they are, I'm really confident this will be really good for all hair types, especially as a pre-styler for the people with the thin or fine hair. As always though, the final verdict, it's up to you. And if you are interested in checking this out, there are links in the description as usual. If you are in the USA though, you can actually find this at the Limitless Mercantile by Flagship Pomade and save yourself some of that high dollar shipping coming from overseas. That is it though for today. Thanks so much for joining me here. Make sure you let me know what you thought about this product and this video in the comment section. While you're there, do all the other important stuff like, subscribe, all that important stuff that you really should have already done by now. Take care of it. Get it done. I really appreciate it. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.